Hey everybody, I'm back here with Daddy. We'll say hi. Hi. We have more good news for you today, but for now I just want to show you what I brought for dinner. This is German hamburger with pickles and mashed potatoes. Yeah, my famous German hamburgers.
Oh, nice.
So we're just going to eat, and then we're going to give you some good news.
What do you suppose that is? Like it's supposed to be an apple?
It's supposed to be art.
Art? That is not art. It's garbage. It's like they didn't know what to do with all their aluminum. All their spare aluminum for the building, you know, so they just cobbled this thing together. Absolutely hideous.
Oh my god, what a cranky old man. Can you believe this?
Hideous.
You sound like a cranky grandpa. Wow, look at this
What,
piece
you
of
think
shit.
that's pretty?
Back in my day, we had real art.
Shut up. Yeah, right, we did.
Let's give him a look at. I told you he was cranky. Let's give him a look at the hospital. Here.
The hospital looks cool.
Yes, the hospital does. It's very like modern and
It's just
clean with all.
ruined
And then there's this. It is. I'm not a fan either, though, Aaron. I do agree with you. I'm not a fan. It's annoying.
Chemtrail at 9 o'clock. Sitting up on my little perch there at the window lately, they've been smoking the sky like crazy. Yesterday they had a whole variety of different clouds that they've made up over the last like 20 years with their Disney designer muck. There, I think they were called undulatus, Oceanus undulatus, because it looks like an upside down ocean.
Uh huh. And then there's
Big rolling like.
there's mammatus, and
Yeah.
there's undulatus.
I forget all the weird names that NASA came up with.
Yeah, it's just to throw us off. so
To
we wouldn't know.
describe their, to normalize the absurd.
Yeah.
So no, but then it clears up at the end of the day. It's pretty nice now.
As you can see, he's feeling more himself, you know? Yeah. And actually, we want to give you an update. I just hate the lighting, so we'll do it upstairs. All right, I'm going to give you the update. Aaron's right here. I got to warn you, I'm like super tired, and this might be a little kind of all over the place. Look, you look like super white, like you're luminous white. All right, so here's the update. I spoke to the doctor this morning, and he had one negative. I told you this is going to be rough. My brain is not working today. He had 1 gram negative blood culture that was positive, and 1 gram positive blood culture that was positive. And it was for the gram positive, they were giving him the vancomycin. Remember, you guys, I said, I suspect that's just a contamination. Well, today, because it was Staphylococcus hominis. So today, the doctor tells me that it is a contamination. So they took him off the vancomycin. You basically never needed to be on vancomycin in the first place.
Yeah, I knew that wasn't necessary.
But that's how it goes. It took him 5 days to figure that out.
And that shit is so itchy when it's going in your arm.
Well, it's so toxic, yeah. But anyway, thank God that's over. So the other one, it was called Aerococcus. And for that one, it could have been also a contamination, or it could have been related to like a UTI. She thinks it's possible. And so they're keeping him on the other antibiotic, which is called Piptazo. And then let's get to the real reason we're here, which is that abscess. So, you know, a funny thing, Erin, when I was talking to her about this, she's looking at the CT scan report, and she's like, it says that there's no abscess. And I'm like, you people get your shit together, because it's been like 5 days and we've been told, first of all, there's an abscess. We're told that it's too far in, they can't drain it. Then, it burst by itself. Now you're telling me there's no abscess. And then she realizes she's reading the report from last year's CT scan. Good thing I noticed, or she would have been like, oh, look, it says there's no abscess. But she's a nice doctor, but good thing that I was being the nosy, pushy caregiver.
Yeah, it's funny, like, Sonia knows more about it than they do.
Well, she was reading the wrong report by accident. This is how medical errors happen, though.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, that must be the one from last year or whatever. No, I said there was an abscess in there. She reads it and she's like, oh, yes. Okay, I see it. So she said there are two, like, sinuses. Okay, so you got the wound on the top, and then there's two, like, sinuses that are like 2 fingers long, going, well, 1 finger each, going down to the femur bone in the middle of the leg. And inside one of those is an abscess. And so I was like, well, that we really need to get rid of that thing. That's the whole goal. And I brought up with her the issue of foreign bodies being in there. And I told her the history about how the drainage has happened twice before, and both times it was foreign body. Unlike our doctor, who just got really mad at me, she was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Considering the history, maybe that's what caused this abscess in the first place. I felt like really vindicated, let me just say. Talk about being validated. So I said, well, could you guys check inside the wound to see if there's any foreign body in there that might have been the cause of this abscess? And long story short, they're going to do that. So the idea of a foreign body causing this problem is not ruled out, and she actually thinks that makes sense, and so do the people at the clinic. If it's not that, then how did it just start abscessing all of a sudden? If it wasn't that, then I don't know, bacteria got in there and it just decided to make an abscess. But the abscess is ruptured and supposedly it's draining. So the goal then is to keep him on the antibiotics minus the vancomycin. And they're probably going to let him go home tomorrow, the day after, and they're going to switch him to oral antibiotics. And in the meantime, while he's here, they're going to do the colonoscopy, which we can't arrange at home. Look at his face, not looking forward to it. But they have to because he has this anemia problem. But the doctor said probably it's from the blood loss from the wound, which I thought is also very likely the cause for it. But just to make sure there's not some other blood loss causing like maybe his immune system to be weak, and that that it could be going from one direction or it could be the other way around. Like if you're weak and there's something wrong with you, maybe that's why you get infections, or maybe you're just losing blood from the wound and that's why you're anemic and you're tired all the time. So anyway, they're going to get that done, and then they're going to let him go. I mean, at this point, that's what we know.
Maybe get out of here tomorrow.
We miss him so much. And today's Gunner's birthday, and Gunner was just like really tired, and he wanted to be with his friend Maddie and go out with Maddie. When I left him, when I came here, Maddie was already gone though, but Gunner, he just said he'll see you tomorrow, and we'll do his birthday after,
Yeah.
So it's all good news, basically. Yeah. Look at this, you guys. He's only been here for 2 days, and look at this. It's all black. That's from his tires.
Yeah, all over the floor.
All over the floor. That's the soot that we live with. That's why it's like no matter what we do, everything always looks like we never clean. And this is in the hospital where they have housekeeping and they are cleaning. And look at this. It's all over the place. We're out here, we're having a little hospital date, actually. We were just looking at the hospital campus. And at night, it doesn't really even look like a hospital. I was looking down here and I find that it looks like a Mexican resort. Because, see down there where it looks kind of green, like to me it looked like there was like nice green water down there. And it's like those look like hotels, and this is like a nice little path with tropical plants and then some green water down there. And I was thinking like this is why old people just sit on benches and they're like, well, you look at that. And then they get confused and they're like, this is a 5-star resort. I know they said maybe 4.5 stars, but I give it a full 5 stars. That's why, because like it looks kind of like that, and then because they're old and they're losing their minds, they think that that's what they're looking at. It's like, now I get it.
Ding dong, ding dong. That's in the belfry. Stifle your selfie. That's
Hey guys, I'm getting out of here early. It's only 10:30. That's what happens when I don't bring Gunner. I get out earlier and I get back earlier, I guess. He's doing very well, and I think I might have already mentioned he's either going to get out tomorrow or the day after. I'm exhausted, and you wouldn't believe how much there is for me to do here. You'd think if he was in the hospital, they'd be doing everything, but actually no, there was so much that I was doing. But I mean, you know, I guess if I wasn't here, they would do it. It would just take a whole lot longer, and he'd be waiting for them to do all these things. And so, yeah, I've been pretty busy. I tell him he's an expensive pet, and he's also a very high maintenance pet when he's not at home. It's the same when we go on vacation, because he can't get on and off the bed himself. He can't use the shower himself. There's so many things he can't do by himself at all. Get dressed, nothing. All the medical stuff too. He's a lot more independent at home, so whenever he's outside of his environment, it's like it's just a totally different story, you know. And it's amazing how well he and I get along. I'm very grateful for that. I can't believe, like, I literally met my soulmate in him, 100%. It's like we never get sick and tired of each other. We just have fun together. I remember when I met him and my family was like, oh no, it's a guy in a wheelchair and all that. And people were against our relationship, I guess, because of, you know, him being disabled. But it was the right decision, definitely. And it was the right decision for us to have our son. And we're so happy together. It's amazing. I'm so blessed in that way. So I'm so happy he's going to be coming home soon. And thank you all for all your prayers. I really appreciate it. And thank you, Mikey, for the super chat yesterday. Thanks a lot. And what can I say? I kind of thought that something like this would happen sooner or later, but this is the first time in 21 years. And let's hope it's the last for a long time. And yeah, we're just getting through it. And it's kind of amazing how, like, you can run on adrenaline for a few days and then you just start, like, crashing. And it's quite intense to have a family member in the hospital. It really is. We're at that point where we're, like, kind of exhausted. Stuff is piling up at home, and, you know. But I'm glad he's going to be out soon. I'll keep you guys updated. I guess what remains to be seen is how's the follow-up going to be once he gets out of here. You know, are they going to be able to, I don't know, just at least get rid of the damn abscess? That's all I ask. And also, one of my viewers, she was trying to tell me about this Chinese medicine. And she so badly wanted to tell me that she actually bought something off me on Poshmark so she could message me on there. And she actually gave me her phone number, and we were talking. And so I'm going to get that stuff that she talked about. So thank you for that. Adriana, or is it Adrienne? I'm sorry, I only talked to you once. But thank you. For your concern and for that advice. I'll let you guys know how that goes. And that's it. I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.